Today we go over exciting news for the character of Darth Maul in the prequel trilogy era and in Solo, a Star Wars story. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Solo, a Star Wars story gave us the huge reveal at the very end of the film, in which Darth Maul appears in the form of a hologram in front of Kira on board of that ship that belonged to Dryden Voss. Alright, it was his yacht. Now, looking at the prequel trilogy, alright, Ray Park recently had some things to say about his time portraying the character of Darth Maul in those films, alright, in episode 1, and of course in Solo, a Star Wars story, and some behind-the-scenes stuff that he had to say about him portraying the character, as well as what appears to be a huge hint at the very end of what Ray Park stated. So this is what he had to say. Not that I need to justify this, I worked my butt off to play Maul in Solo, even though I knew I had no action to do. I do take my character very seriously. Seen a few fatty comments out there, lol, which I find very funny as hell. I really don't care. I know there are a few people that have no clue what I do or how it works. Please remember, I was 22 on episode 1 training, 15 hours a day. For Solo, I was getting a good 3 to 4 hours in of training with a serious hip injury. Now he goes on to state this. I had been suffering from for a few years, which prevented me from doing a lot of what I love with my workouts, and the makeup had a different aged effect and purpose, which I'm not going into. Hashtag Sith Rule, hashtag 20 years later. Now, lately there's been a lot of rumors about a Darth Maul spin-off film here and there. I believe a couple of months ago, Ray Park was talking to a fan at a certain convention, giving him hints that he's in a future Solo film, a future anthology film. Now, Ray Park could very well be making yet another appearance in a Star Wars movie. Now, as far as him doing that little hint there at the very end about his makeup and the aged effect, there is an actual reason as to why he looks like that. Now, he's not getting into that, he said, and whether or not he's not allowed to, or he's just being cautious, I don't know. But as far as the character of Darth Maul goes, I really do love all the new HD scans that came out for the character from Solo, a Star Wars story. There's something about Maul. The fact that he's portrayed by Ray Park in that movie once again, it felt so true to Star Wars, and that's one thing that I really loved about Solo, a Star Wars story. And like I always say, Disney and Lucasfilm, they really seem like they are sticking with one big cameo per Star Wars movie until they're not really relying on nostalgia anymore. So, if you look at the history of it all under the Disney era of Star Wars movies, in The Force Awakens, you had the big glorified cameo, Luke Skywalker, right? In, of course, The Last Jedi, you had Yoda's Force Ghost. In Rogue One, you had Vader. In Solo, you had Darth Maul. And now for Episode 9, it could very well be Anakin Skywalker and or Obi-Wan Kenobi. Maybe even Qui-Gon. How about Mace? I mean, the list of possibilities really are endless, but looking at Episodes 9 and the future Star Wars films out there, such as, new standalone films, I think that Ray Park is coming back. I think that there are a lot of nods here and there these past couple of months, on and off, that Ray Park has hinted to of him actually returning in a Star Wars movie. Darth Maul, for me, he's one of my favorite characters out there because we haven't really seen much of him in a live-action movie. Now, granted, we do see, quite a bit of him in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. But what's so funny is that we all usually forget that he's only really in one movie in a trilogy film. Alright, if you look at Darth Maul in Star Wars Episode 1, that was it. And now he's in Solo, a Star Wars story in the form of a hologram. What I personally would love to see is a standalone film dedicated to Darth Maul after the events of Solo, or maybe even before the events of Solo, a Star Wars story. Or what about this? What about a story that actually focuses on a younger Palpatine recruiting Darth Maul, training Darth Maul to become a Sith, essentially manipulating him to become a Sith, bringing him in, That is something that I personally would really love to see, and something that I think a director that works with a lot of dark elements and dark themes could really pull off perfectly. But drop a comment below, guys. Let me know what you think about Ray Park's comment there on portraying the character, some behind-the-scenes facts here and there, and that little hint at the end of the statement there about the makeup and the aged look for Darth Maul. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.